Hello, everyone. I'm really glad you are here with me today. Take a quiet moment for yourself. Let your thoughts slow down. Take a deep and steady breath. And let's begin today's story together. Today, we are going to talk about something very powerful. We are going to explore the power of discipline. Many people want to succeed. They want to reach their goals. They want to improve their lives. But many people struggle. They start strong. They feel motivated. But after some time, they stop. They lose energy. They lose focus. They give up. Why does this happen? The answer is simple. Motivation is not enough. Motivation comes and goes. Some days you feel strong. Some days you feel tired. Some days you feel excited. Some days you feel empty. If you only depend on motivation, your progress will stop. This is where discipline becomes important. Discipline means doing something even when you do not feel like doing it. Discipline means continuing, even when it is difficult. Discipline means showing up every single day. This is the difference. Motivation starts the journey, but discipline finishes it. Let's think about this idea. Two people can have the same goal. They both want to succeed. They both start with energy. But one person continues, the other person stops. What creates this difference? Discipline. The person with discipline continues, even when it is hard, even when progress is slow, even when results are not clear. And over time, this creates success. One powerful example is Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan is known as one of the greatest athletes. But his success did not come easily. He practiced every day. He trained harder than others. He continued even after failure. He missed many shots. He lost many games. But he kept going. He stayed disciplined. This discipline helped him improve. This discipline helped him succeed. Another powerful example is J.K. Rowling. Before her success, she faced many challenges. She was rejected many times. Many people said no, but she continued writing. She continued believing in her story. She continued even when it was difficult. This is discipline, and this discipline changed her life. Another important idea is that discipline is not always easy. In fact, discipline is often uncomfortable. You may feel tired. You may feel lazy. You may want to stop. But discipline asks you to continue. It asks you to choose long-term results instead of short-term comfort. This is not easy, but it is powerful. Another example is Cristiano Ronaldo. He is known for his strong discipline. He trains every day. He takes care of his body. He follows strict routines. Even after becoming successful, he continues. He does not stop. He stays disciplined. This is why he remains at a high level. Another important idea is consistency. Discipline and consistency are connected. Discipline helps you take action. Consistency helps you repeat that action. When you repeat a good action many times, it becomes a habit. And habits shape your life. Let's think about this. If you study a little every day, you will improve. If you exercise a little every day, you will become stronger. If you save a little money every day, you will build wealth. Small actions repeated every day create powerful results. This is the power of discipline. Another example is Haruki Murakami. He follows a strict daily routine. He writes every day. He runs regularly. He repeats this pattern again and again. This discipline helps him stay creative. This discipline helps him produce great work. Another important idea is control. Discipline is about controlling your actions. It is about controlling your choices. It is about controlling your time. Many people are controlled by their feelings. If they feel tired, they stop. If they feel lazy, they avoid work. But disciplined people do something different. They act based on decisions, not feelings. They decide what is important, and they follow that decision. This creates stability. This creates progress. Another powerful idea is delayed gratification. This means choosing long-term success instead of short-term pleasure. For example, you may want to relax. You may want to watch videos. You may want to avoid work, but discipline asks you to choose differently. It asks you to focus on what matters. It asks you to invest in your future. This is not easy, but it is necessary. Now think about your own life. When do you feel unmotivated? When do you want to stop? When do you avoid important tasks? These moments are important because these moments are where discipline begins. You do not need to be perfect. You do not need to be strong all the time. You only need to continue. One small step, one small action, one more effort. This is how discipline grows. And the good news is this: discipline is not something you are born with. It is something you build. You can train it. You can improve it. You can strengthen it over time. In the next part of this story, we will explore the daily habits that help people build strong discipline. And you may discover simple ways to become more consistent in your own life. Because sometimes, success is not about talent. It is about discipline. Now let's explore the daily habits that help people build strong discipline. Discipline is not something that appears suddenly. It is built slowly. It is built through small actions. It is built through repetition. And over time, it becomes stronger. Successful people understand this. They do not wait for motivation. They build systems. They build habits. They create routines that support discipline. Let's begin with the first habit. Starting small. Many people try to change everything at once. They set big goals. They try to do too much, but this often leads to failure. It becomes overwhelming. It becomes difficult to continue. Successful people do something different. They start small. They take one step. They focus on one habit. For example, instead of studying for hours, they start with 10 minutes. Instead of exercising every day, they start with a short workout. This makes it easier to continue. This makes it easier to stay consistent. Another important habit is creating a routine. Routines make discipline easier. When something becomes part of your routine, you do not need to think too much. You simply do it. This reduces effort. This reduces resistance. One powerful example is Haruki Murakami. He follows a strict daily routine. He wakes up early. He writes at the same time every day. He exercises regularly. This routine supports his discipline. This routine helps him stay consistent. Another important habit is removing decisions. Too many decisions can reduce discipline. When you need to decide many things, you become tired. This is called decision fatigue. Successful people reduce small decisions. They simplify their lives. One example is Mark Zuckerberg. He often wears similar clothes every day. This may seem simple, but it reduces unnecessary decisions. It saves mental energy. And this energy can be used for important work. Another important habit is tracking progress. When you track your actions, you become more aware. You can see your progress. You can see your improvement. This creates motivation. This supports discipline. For example, you can track your study time. You can track your exercise. You can track your habits. This helps you stay consistent. Another powerful habit is setting clear goals. When your goal is clear, your actions become clearer. You know what to do. You know what to focus on. Without clear goals, it is easy to feel lost. One example is Cristiano Ronaldo. He sets clear goals for his performance. He knows what he wants to achieve. He trains with purpose. This clarity supports his discipline. Another important habit is managing your environment. Your environment influences your behavior. If your environment supports bad habits, discipline becomes difficult. If your environment supports good habits, discipline becomes easier. You can make small changes. Keep your workspace clean. Remove distractions. Prepare what you need in advance. These small changes make a big difference. Another powerful habit is building consistency. Discipline is not about doing something once. It is about doing something again and again, even when it feels boring, even when it feels difficult. Consistency creates habits, and habits create results. Another example is Serena Williams. She trained for many years. She practiced every day. She repeated the same actions. This consistency helped her become one of the best athletes. Another important habit is controlling emotions. Some days you will feel motivated. Some days you will not. If you only act when you feel good, you will not be consistent. Successful people act even when they do not feel like it. They follow their plan. They follow their routine. They stay disciplined. Another important habit is focusing on long-term results. Short-term comfort is easy. Long-term success requires effort. Discipline means choosing long-term results. It means saying no to easy distractions. It means saying yes to important work. One example is J.K. Rowling. She continued writing even when it was difficult. She focused on her long-term vision. This helped her succeed. Another powerful habit is rewarding progress. When you make progress, it is important to recognize it. Small rewards can help you stay motivated. They can help you continue. They can make discipline more enjoyable. Another important habit is learning from failure. You will make mistakes. You will have difficult days. But this is normal. Successful people do not stop. They learn. They improve. They continue. One example is Thomas Edison. He failed many times, but he continued. He learned from each attempt. This mindset supported his discipline. All of these habits may seem simple. Starting small, building routines, reducing decisions, tracking progress, setting goals, managing environment, staying consistent, controlling emotions, thinking long-term, learning from failure. But together, they create strong discipline. They create a system that supports success. People who follow these habits become more consistent. They become more focused. They become more disciplined. In the final part of this story, we will explore how you can build discipline in your own life and how you can stay consistent even when it feels difficult. Because sometimes, success is not about doing something big. It is about doing something small every day. Now we have explored the power of discipline. We talked about why discipline is important. We talked about the habits that build discipline. But now an important question remains. How can you build discipline in your own life? The answer is simple. You do not need to change everything at once. You do not need to be perfect. You only need to start small. Small actions repeated every day can build strong discipline over time. The first step is awareness. You need to notice your habits. When do you avoid work? When do you feel lazy? When do you stop too early? These moments are important because this is where discipline begins. Awareness helps you see your patterns, and when you see your patterns, you can begin to change them. The second step is making a clear decision. Discipline starts with a decision. You decide what is important. You decide what you will do, and you commit to it. This decision gives direction. It gives purpose. It helps you stay consistent. Another important step is starting small. Do not try to do everything. Choose one habit. Focus on one action. Make it simple. Make it easy to begin. For example, study for 10 minutes. Exercise for 5 minutes. Save a small amount of money. Small actions are easier to repeat, and repetition builds discipline. Another powerful step is creating a routine. When something becomes a routine, it becomes easier. You do not need to think too much. You simply follow the pattern. This reduces resistance. This supports discipline. One example is Haruki Murakami. He follows a daily routine. He writes every day. He repeats the same pattern. This routine supports his discipline. Another important idea is removing temptation. Discipline becomes difficult. When distractions are strong, you can reduce temptation. Put your phone away. Turn off notifications. Create a clean workspace. These small changes protect your focus. Another powerful idea is acting before thinking too much. Sometimes we overthink. We wait. We delay. We say, I will start later. But later often becomes never. Successful people act quickly. They begin before they feel ready. They take the first step. This creates momentum. Another important step is controlling your emotions. You will not always feel motivated. You will not always feel strong. Some days will be difficult, but discipline means continuing anyway. You act based on your decision, not based on your feelings. One powerful example is David Goggins. He is known for his strong discipline. He trains even when it is painful. He continues even when it is difficult. He pushes beyond comfort. This mindset shows the power of discipline. Another important idea is being patient. Discipline takes time to build. You will not become disciplined in one day. It grows slowly, step by step, day by day. Some days you will succeed. Some days you will struggle. But that is normal. Keep going. Keep practicing. Your discipline will grow. Another powerful step is tracking your progress. When you see your progress, you feel encouraged. You feel motivated. You can see your improvement. This helps you continue. Another important idea is forgiving yourself. You may miss a day. You may make mistakes. But this is normal. Do not give up. Do not stop. Start again. Continue your habit. Consistency is more important than perfection. Another powerful idea is focusing on your future. Think about where you want to be. Think about the person you want to become. Let this vision guide you. Let it give you strength. This helps you stay disciplined. Now imagine your life with strong discipline. Imagine waking up with purpose. Imagine taking action every day. Imagine reaching your goals step by step. This future is possible. You can build it. one habit at a time, one action at a time, one decision at a time. Before we finish, remember this simple truth. Discipline creates consistency. Consistency creates progress. Progress creates success. You do not need to be perfect. You only need to continue. Thank you for spending this time with me today. I hope this story gave you a new perspective. I hope it inspires you to build stronger discipline. Take care of yourself. Keep learning. Keep growing. And see you in the next story.